The night didn't begin with cheers. It began with a rumor, a whisper that something unforgettable was about to happen in Atlanta, something no camera could fully capture, something only the brave would believe. People didn't walk into Truist Park. They drifted in like a tide pulled forward by destiny, sensing the electricity before ever seeing the field. The sky above Atlanta carried a strange glow, a mix of stadium lights and anticipation, heavy enough to make the air feel alive. You could taste tension in the atmosphere, thick like summer heat, clinging to every breath. Fans clutched foam fingers and phones, ready to record history but unsure what form history would take tonight. And then, without warning, the stadium went silent, as if someone pressed pause on the world. A single spotlight struck the dirt, cutting through the darkness like a blade. The Derby was no longer a contest. It had become an arena. In that spotlight stood Cal Raleigh, big dumper, calm, still, and terrifyingly focused. He didn't smile. He didn't wave. He simply breathed, steady and controlled, like a man preparing for war rather than swings. Around him, his rivals shifted, stretched, and twirled their bats, but Raleigh was motionless, carved out of stone. You could feel something in him, a quiet storm waiting to break open. People came tonight expecting to watch stars. What they didn't know was they were about to witness a transformation. The countdown clock flashed red, and the stadium lights blazed back to life, unveiling the grand stage. The crowd roared, but Raleigh didn't flinch, his eyes locked only on the pitcher, the beacon that would ignite his fire. Round 1 began like a heartbeat, slow at first, then exploding into a rhythm the audience couldn't keep up with. Crack. The first swing didn't sound like a bat hitting a ball. It sounded like a tree splitting in half. The ball soared, high, higher, disappearing into the thick Georgia night as if it were escaping gravity itself. Gasps followed the silence, then cheers, then chaos. Cal Raleigh was not just swinging. He was sending messages. Each hit was louder, longer, more devastating than the last, like he was carving his name into the sky with every arc of the bat. Other competitors pushed back. Towering shots, moonballs, line drive rockets, but they were throwing pebbles at a man with a wrecking ball. By the end of round 1, the scoreboard felt unreal. Raleigh wasn't just leading, he was dominating, but the Derby has never been kind. Heroes rise fast, and they fall even faster. Round 2 arrived with pressure heavy enough to crush most players. Batters before him stumbled under the weight, fatigue spread like wildfire. But Raleigh, he only grew stronger. His eyes sharpened, his stance tightened, and his breath steadied into perfect rhythm. Then came the swing that changed the night. A pitch drifted slightly inside, the kind most players avoid, but Raleigh turned on it with ruthless precision. The sound was thunder. The flight was a comet. The stadium froze. The ball crashed deep into the upper deck, striking a seat with such violence that fans leapt backward. For a moment, it didn't feel like baseball. It felt like a warning. Raleigh was no longer here to compete. He was here to conquer. The crowd erupted into a chant, Cal, 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 shaking the very steel of the stadium. The final round came with a different kind of silence. Not fear, not tension, but reverence. People knew they were witnessing the birth of a legend. His opponent delivered a brilliant performance, shot after shot, refusing to let the crown be taken easily. But when Raleigh stepped into the box for the last time, something shifted. The world narrowed. The noise faded. The Derby became a duel between destiny and determination. Pitch after pitch came in, and Raleigh unleashed fury, towering blasts, deep drives, majestic arcs lighting up the Atlanta night like fireworks. The clock ticked down. 10, 09, 08. He needed one more. One last swing to seal it forever. The pitcher exhaled. Raleigh lowered the bat. The ball came in, slow, tempting, perfect. And he crushed it. Time stopped, every head tilting skyward as the ball sailed over the deepest part of the park, clearing the fence by miles, like it wanted to land in another state. The horn sounded. The crowd detonated. Fireworks burst so loud they drowned out the announcers. Cal Raleigh dropped his bat, not with arrogance, but with the quiet confidence of a man who knew he had just rewritten his story. Teammates rushed him. Fans screamed his name. Camera flashes turned him into a silhouette of glory. As he lifted the 2025 Home Run Derby trophy above his head, the lights reflecting off the gold, it felt less like a victory and more like a revelation. Tonight proved something powerful. Greatness doesn't always come from the biggest star, the flashiest name, or the loudest hype. Sometimes, it comes from the man nobody expected. A catcher with grit, heart, and fire strong enough to light up all of Atlanta. And long after the stadium empties, long after the cheers fade into the Georgia night, one truth remains. Cal Raleigh didn't just win the home run derby. He owned it. He mastered it. He became unforgettable. And somewhere out there, another kid with a bat, watching this moment, is whispering to themselves, one day, that could be me.